Hello, everyone. Good evening to Goodnight Meditation. Today, we will be experimenting with staying beyond the line. So, what is this line that we are talking about? Um, one example that really helps to understand this line is when we take the example of an actor who is playing a role in a play or a movie, and the actor has his own life, has his own home, and has his family, and everything that is there at home is different from what is happening in the play. When he is acting in the play, many times we hear even celebrities saying that when they are playing the role or acting the act, acting in the play or the movie, they as if cross over a line, as if in their minds, where they start to believe that they are the role that they are playing. So if somebody is playing, say, the role of a camel in a play, they start to believe that they are the camel, just as an example. And that is when we say that we have crossed the line. And this line is a line of, we can say, ignorance, because this line of ignorance takes us into confusion. It is a line where we are confused, we are deceived to believe that we are something or someone that actually we are not. And in the spiritual, if we take the spiritual aspect of this, we see that this tiny star, the point of light, who belongs to the non physical dimension, he has his non physical parent, the supreme parent, and the spiritual family, the spiritual home. But he also has a role to play in this physical world, which we can take the analogy of as a play. The whole physical world is like a play, and each actor, the soul, is playing a role in this physical play. um, Now, when we are in the awareness that we are that soul belonging to the non physical dimension, we are as if staying beyond the line. We are staying in clarity. But when we cross the line of ignorance and come into confusion, we are deceived to believe that we are this, in my case, Kanupriya. So that creates further problems and troubles, because then we start to identify and form egos based on this false identification. Our relationships are based on this false identification. Our any interaction with objects and people, position, everything, nature, everything is dependent on this false identification. So it is very wise to stay beyond the line. And what we can do to stay beyond the line is just to keep reminding ourselves of who we are, and also to see the play as a play, not to cross that line of ignorance. So let us experiment with this. We sit in an alert position with the head raised, and connecting with that tiny star who is an actor. Just like an actor has his own home, this tiny star, the invisible being who is living, conscient, being of light, He also has a non physical home, a home that is beyond this whole physical realm. And this physical realm is just like a tiny play that is going on, small in nature. This actor belongs to this world of light, which is his true home. And from this true home, he can see in clarity. He can see his family of spiritual brothers, all tiny points of light. All are very loving and pure and innocent. No one can harm anyone. There is such respect and love between the spiritual brothers and the Supreme Parent that there is always this sense of celebration with the spiritual family in the true home. And in this home, there is silent happiness, like a kind of bliss, because there is nothing to take away happiness from this dimension. This is the dimension where this actor, the invisible point of light, can see clearly a line, which is the line of ignorance, not knowing in a naive way, that crossing that line can be very deceiving. It causes confusion. Once that line is crossed, then this actor starts to believe that he is the camel playing that part in the play. And so, when we remind ourselves of the spiritual home, the spiritual existence, and the true life of this invisible actor, we are able to stay connected to the truth. This helps us stay beyond the line. When one stays beyond the line, He can see clearly. He will not be deceived and be trapped in that physical world play. He knows that his life is much more than this physical world play. His life is of abundance and fullness. His life is eternal, that of happiness and joy that exists forever. There is no reason for him to cross that line. It is wise to stay beyond the line in this constant celebration. And in this awareness, when he does come to play his role in this physical world play, he comes with clarity that he is here for a very short period of time. He sees the whole play as an extra, not needing to act in the play. But whatever role he's given, whatever is his part, he just follows that part and plays the role to the best of his capability. But in the awareness that he is from the world beyond, he stays beyond the line. He doesn't mix the truth, the reality with this play, the deception. And so he plays the role well, not needing anything from this physical world play. He enjoys his time acting, and when it is the end of the play, the end of his role, he goes back home happily. It is such a joy to go back home and stay beyond the line, just being this invisible actor and celebrating with his spiritual family. And so, as we go through the rest of the evening, we remind ourselves to stay beyond the line, stay connected with our spiritual home, the spiritual being of light, and the spiritual family. Have a very good evening. Thank you.